And welcome back. I'm Josh Elliott here at Hofstra University in Hempstead, New York, site of tonight's first presidential debate. Heading into this event, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump appear now to be in a virtual statistical tie. The latest four-way matchup survey by Quinnipiac University shows this: Clinton with 44%, Trump just a hair off at 43%. To discuss it all and what we might see tonight, Donald Trump's campaign national spokesperson Katrina Pierson joins us now from New York City. And Katrina, again, we do appreciate the time
Good morning,
today.
thank you.
Hillary Clinton has debated dozens of times in debates of a relative magnitude relating to this. Given her then experience, if nothing else, in this area, do you believe that makes her the favorite tonight?
Well, absolutely. You know, Hillary Clinton has been debating since high school. She is a lawyer. She's a two-term senator. She's run for president before. So, of course, the expectation is that Hillary Clinton should do well tonight, but we'll see.
The format, 90 minutes, no breaks. Donald Trump has been critical of Hillary Clinton's strength and stamina. Does that then perhaps play some sort of advantage for him?
Well, I think so. You know, Mr. Trump has been avidly preparing for this in his own way, simply because he's an authentic candidate. Mr. Trump could stand up for 10 hours, as we've seen throughout the campaign, to talk to the American public, to make his case and to share his views. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, she doesn't really have long events or time periods where she's trying to communicate to the public. So I think that is going to give Mr. Trump the advantage.
Oh, you mentioned Donald Trump's debate preparation. What can you tell us about it?
Well, Mr. Trump is authentic. He doesn't want to pretend to try and tell people what they want to hear the way they want to hear it, just as a politician would. He's very confident with his positions and his values going into this debate tonight. And so he just wants to communicate to the public without the media filter, to tell them what his vision is for Americans. And you really don't need to prepare for that if you believe what you believe. And Mr. Trump absolutely believes that he has the appropriate message and the appropriate policies to make America great again.
But in those 90 minutes, those policy positions certainly will need to come to the fore. He was harshly critical of Hillary Clinton in this last week or so for leaving the trail to prepare. But given the fact that upwards of 100 million people will be watching tonight, and given the fact that 1/3 of registered voters say that tonight will be very important in helping them make a decision, doesn't that call for some level of preparation?
No, and I think that criticism of Secretary Clinton is extremely warranted, considering how, as I just mentioned, she's had decades long of experience doing this. And, you know, it was she herself, the president, and the entire Democrat Party that says, according to her resume, she's a very good debater and that she's the most qualified candidate to ever run for office. So what exactly is she preparing for? Perhaps it's her transient positions on policies like sanctuary cities, like trade, and other issues that are really important to Americans today.
And so, again, Donald Trump is prepared then to wade into policy, as there's been a real question as to how much policy matters. Donald Trump himself has said that he doesn't believe his voters much care about it.
Well, we're talking about the specific details here. Most Americans don't really want to get into the minutiae. They want to hear your vision, they want to hear your priorities, and they want to hear what you're going to do and the kind of leadership you're going to provide. And when we're looking at the last 8 years, do we really want to provide another term of failed foreign policy, another term of failed economic policy? Mr. Trump wants to draw that contrast.
Is he then prepared in drawing that contrast to tell us what he will do differently?
Absolutely.
Because you call that minutia, but that seems to just be restating a different policy.
Oh, absolutely. But it's the differences between the policies, and you really don't have to get into facts and figures to do that, simply because we're talking about a completely different vision, a completely different direction, fair trade versus crony trade, prominent economic policies that provide jobs, bring jobs back to this country, immigration policies that actually lift the burdens out of communities and could potentially raise wages. These are very big differences going into November.
With regard to just one of the very important states come November, Colorado, swing state, our CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows that 74% of those polled in that state describe Donald Trump as risky. 62% describe him as scary. Will he be looking to change those minds tonight?
Oh, well, absolutely, and I think he will. I mean, a lot of this really, Josh, though, is conditioning. The American public has been conditioned to see politicians behave like robots and speak in very monotone. Mr. Trump has a personality. He has been out in the public eye for a very long time. He's honest, he's authentic, and a lot of people can look at that and see that he's not a politician. I think that's really where that criticism comes from. But we have seen Mr. Trump, for example, with the meeting with the president of Mexico, who was very much presidential, even more than the president at that point. And he's really looking forward to showing the American public who he really is and not who the media propagandists have made him out to be.
The latest ad released by the Clinton campaign details some of Donald Trump's past remarks with regard to women. He seemed rather proudly at one point to tell one interviewer that no, he hadn't been respectful of women in the past. Is he prepared tonight to further explain those remarks?
Mr. Trump is going to be prepared to talk about anything. Mr. Trump is very respectful to women. However, he will also criticize a woman if she criticizes him, and that's the beauty of Donald Trump. He does treat everyone equally, which is supposedly what a lot of women say that they want. Mr. Trump has known since the 80s putting women in prominent positions in his own business and even within his campaign, for that matter. Mr. Trump has been winning married women in the polls as well. And Hillary Clinton wants to continue to talk about these types of things because she can't talk about the policies because she has been so transient with where she is on many things that are facing Americans today.
I want to get you out of here on this one. Regardless then of the outcome tonight, is Donald Trump committed to participating in the 2 presidential debates to follow?
Oh, absolutely. Mr. Trump is 100% committed, not only to the debates, but to continue campaigning, not taking days or even weeks off like Secretary Clinton. He wants to go out there and make his case to the public, give them the opportunity to come out and see him and hear him, and even ask the tough questions. He made a commitment early on that he was going to campaign for every single vote, and I think that's exactly what you're seeing him do.
Katrina Pierson, Trump spokesperson, as always, we appreciate the time.
Thank you. Great to be here.